Howard is.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to the Today's Restaurant News Networking Group. My name is Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant, and we are a group of vendors who are here to help each other grow our businesses and also to help any restaurant owner, manager, or chef with any problems or concerns they may have. And we invite you to give us a call if you'd like to come to the meeting or submit a question. And my number is 561-620-8888. And our website is trnusa.com. And our YouTube channel, where you can see all of our meetings, is Today's Restaurant. And you can access it through our website that has a tab to get you onto it. So good morning, everybody, and I guess we have nobody new, so let's do our intros, and then I have a question I want to ask everybody. Gary, you want to start us off? You're almost new.
Howard.
What?
Stephanie has to.
Oh, I'm sorry, Stephanie first.
That's okay, thank you. And actually, it is really important that I get a chance to address everyone because we've had a lot of stuff going on in the IT world, if you haven't been aware. So quickly, my name is Stephanie. Mark and I are Brilliant Computers. We provide services for all things IT, remote and on-site services in South Florida and beyond. We help commercial and residential clients. When in doubt, reach out if you ever get an email that looks suspicious, if you need business email hosting, disaster and data recovery, backup solutions, managed services. The list goes on with the things that we can assist you with. You can visit our website at www.brilliantcomputers.com. For support, you can email support@brilliantcomputers.com. Now, listen, I have been slammed in the best way possible. We still are able to help you, of course, if you need us, but there has been a lot of issues with Microsoft, ever since this CrowdStrike outage, has been having issues with Azure, with integrations. I've had hard drives and operating systems fail, and it is so important to have a good online or a good online backup so we can help you get your data back and get you back up and running as quick as possible. We have solutions that, as long as we have a device to boot your history to, we've been able to get people back up and running within 24 hours on an exact replica of a machine that they were looking at the day before. Same desktop picture, same profile, same applications. There are lots of solutions for that. We also have security solutions, managed security solutions that we can oversee, what's happening, what's been mitigated on your computer. There's really just so much more that we can do that we weren't able to do in the past. And, again, when in doubt, reach out if you have any questions. If you or your business need IT support, we're here for you.
Is that what we have? We have the backup?
You have your online backup, exactly. So okay. As long as we have a device, if your computer were to crash, theoretically tomorrow, the next day, as quick as it takes for your data to basically import into that device, then that would be how quick we would be able to have a device back in your hand. Most of the time, we're just waiting for the device if we don't have it.
Wow.
Gary, do you have a question?
Stephanie, yes, I just want to. I have to get off. I have to get off at 11:30. I have an appointment at a restaurant, okay. So I just wanted to know if I could go next. Thank you.
Yes, you're definitely next.
All right, great. My name is.
Thank you all.
So much. My name is Gary, and I work with Spot On. I live in St. Augustine, Florida. We're a POS company. All throughout the United States, and we primarily just work with mom and pop restaurants. So we want to become your partner and help them in every facet, from you name it, turnkey package, everything we do. And you, as a merchant, will get a rep And everything that we do, once we install your equipment, you'll have actually spot on employees install, do all the implementation. And our main goal is to save everyone money, because a lot of the merchant services, especially credit card processing, people don't know and hardly ever check their statements. So we can save them so much money with that. But also just the new technology is amazing. And you can reach me at 904-662-7788 and Gary.Gridley@spoton.com. So if anybody has referrals for me, there's a few people I've signed up with the Ally program. If you're interested, just text me or email me, and we give $1,000 referral fees to any of the allies. So I thank you guys very much, and I'll have a nice day.
And I
Okay,
just want to say we have some clients here at Starfish that use Spot On, and they love it. So it really is a great product. We've got customers
Thanks.
that are
That's
really
cool.
happy with it.
Oh, somebody's
Thank you
okay.
for the kind words. Appreciate it.
so Jordan, why don't you go next?
Sure. So hi, everyone. My name is Jordan. I am the CEO and co-founder of Starfish. Restaurants struggle to understand their finances. I don't think that's a surprise or new news to anyone. We use AI to take restaurants from line by line manual analysis to clear step-by-step action items that help them decrease costs and increase profits. We integrate with all of the major accounting systems, and we are saving our restaurants on average $2,000 to $3,000 per month per location. You can reach out to me at jordan.silverman@usestarfish.com, or you can call me 914-844-5775. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Azalea, good morning.
Good morning, guys. My name is Asalia. I'm a business broker first and a commercial realtor second. I'm trying to switch those around to do more commercial leasing. But currently we have 43 restaurants that we're selling. If you want to buy or sell or rent a space in the South Florida market, Miami-Dade, Broward, I would love to help you. And my number is 786-457-2796. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. You know, it's an astounding amount of listings that you have in your group. That is a tremendous number. I know brokers up here who've been around for 35, 40 years don't have anywhere near that.
It's my brother.
I know.
He's the magic man.
I met him. So yeah, congratulations on that. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. Weekend's finally here. My name is Jerry Manguel. I'm the Director of Business Development for a company called Restaurant City. Restaurant City is a fourth generation family-owned business with 5 equipment superstores located along the East Coast, 2 in Florida, 1 here in Pompano Beach, the other on the West Coast of Sarasota. Family has over 100 years in helping restaurants and food trucks and other food service establishments find the right equipment for their locations or for their businesses. Our superstores are stocked with everything that you could possibly need for your restaurant. About 50,000 square feet of nothing but equipment and smallwares. No job is too big or too small. Someone wants to just come in and buy a frying pan and a knife for home, we have that as well, open to the public, no membership. I could be reached at 954-415-3040, or my email is Jerry, Gerry, @restaurantcity.com. One side note, Howard, I did meet with Kevin Anderson this week. He stopped by and took a tour of the store, of the warehouse, and we had a little meeting, so I think things went well. So it was great to, have actually one of the guys from this group come over and check it out. I think, in the fall, maybe we could do something where we hold a meeting here. So glad to be part of the group, and hope everyone has a great weekend.
Great. What am I doing? Sean, good morning.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I was away for this last month. I was in Europe with my family. Glad to be back. I own a recruiting firm. We work with a lot of restaurant groups, everything from like accounting to sous chefs to dishwashers. Recently, we just made this is our second placement for somebody who owns a French Laundry in Napa. They own another restaurant, same chef. Thomas Keller, and we made a sous chef for one of his other restaurants. So pretty difficult for that type of placement because at his restaurants, they're usually have to apprentice for between 3 to 5 years. So it's a very intense, chef type of program. It's not like your typical restaurant to get in. And typically the sous chefs that work there, they get like 100 to 150,000 a year. So it's very high end and extremely competitive. There were over 300 people that applied for this position. And one was hired. So very cool as far as that we got the opportunity to work with them and do that. But we've been doing it for 15 years. We also did a director of finance for a group in the Midwest recently. They have 15 restaurants and they needed somebody to, it's like sort of like a CFO, but a little bit different for their group. But so I'm glad to be here and thank you, Howard and Terry, for having me here today.
Thank you for being here.
Good, thank you. I want to ask you a question. With all restaurants that are closing now, do you see an increase in the labor pool for your business?
So typically that person that uses me, their restaurants are really busy and they're pretty particular on the stability. So there are maybe an increase of labor pool, but the difference is there's a lot of turnover with a lot of people. So typically the type of candidate that they look for me is anywhere between 2 to 5 years. And there's a shortage of those people. Most people turn over a job like a year or less. So it's hard to find people that, I'll give you one crazy example. We have somebody that worked 10 years at a restaurant chain, which is unheard of almost. And that person was like extremely sought over because there's just not a lot of stability in people. But there are a lot of, there's a lot of labor, but again, not stable, not people with good stability.
It's a difficult industry. My parents were in it, and it's very, very difficult. I ran a couple of Del Tacos out in California when I was young. It's not an easy thing to do, even for a tiny fast food place. So the turnover, people get tired, they're exhausted, customers are rude. So you find somebody that stays 10 years, you've got a gem. You're absolutely right.
We just have a new In-N-Out Burger in Southern California that's opening up. The new managers worked for the company for 23 years. So it's totally possible to find people that have great stability. But again, that's usually why they use a recruiter, because those people aren't applying to Indeed.
Oh, yes. I was just in California. That's the first place I had.
In the days gone by, I said this earlier today at the other meeting. People used to look at the food service industry as a career. There are people who are waiters. I remember in New York, Steve probably knows, at Katz's Deli. Those waiters that were there probably 30 years. That was their career. That was how they supported their family. Now you can't find anybody who sticks around more than a year. So I think the industry as a whole has to step up to attract people to stay longer.
Except the guy who slices the pastrami, he's been there forever.
And that guy is probably making more than the manager.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, those waiters at Peter Luger's, they're making bank.
Well, that's like a show when you go to,
It-
and they
it's a
make the
it's a
show.
rude show. I enjoy it, but it's a rude show.
That's awesome.
They're just for that, just to see,
You're
just
not
to,
wrong, Terry. Yeah, just to be demeaned. Yeah, but it's good, damn good steak.
they totally do.
All right, thank you, Sean. Terry R., good morning. You're on mute, Terry.
Somehow or another got distracted. Sorry about that. I'm going to try to do this quick because, as usual, Friday is the day for my landscaping people to come close by. So,
You're
um,
mine.
I am your promotional products distributor. What I'm going to talk about today is how restaurants can have other things that they can do to help bring in some income. Just as an example, what I have behind me is something that is actually ends up being a backpack for somebody. So if you want to help to promote your business, you have some extra side things to sell. It actually comes as small as what you can see in the hand, but they can be used for a backpack. So great for college students, great for anyone that you want to help to develop a loyalty program with. I also would like to mention that there is a trade show for my industry coming up in Fort Lauderdale in October. Anyone, restaurants or suppliers that can attend and want to go, please email me at terry.arke@outlook.com. It's October 16th. So mark your calendars. There's going to be some more information coming up about that.
Is that a franchise show or
No, it's a trade show
Yeah.
for my industry. So anyone that wants to
Products.
go, that wants to see product,
right?
can attend. But you have to email me so I can get you in there.
And where is
And
it?
it's going to take place in Fort Lauderdale at a hotel.
Okay.
So vendors are going to be there showing their products, multi-line reps, and so forth. So if anybody, including restaurants, if you are interested in attending to see some ideas for you to help to promote your restaurant, please send me an email.
I wrote it all, sending you an email.
I'm going to put it right in my box right here. So you have it.
I have it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Darren, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Darren Gall, Tracy.net. We take the aches and pains out of phone and internet services. Hot topic, as Stephanie had mentioned, is compromised networks. So you want to make sure that you also have, with hurricane season, and we have a storm coming just to the south of us today, that how do you answer your calls when your internet goes down? You know, that is definitely something almost everybody's using internet-based phone connectivity, and those who think they aren't, they are. If you're using Comcast, that is SIP-based as well. So what we do is we help you with redundancy. We have an SD-WAN solution where we tunnel your IP traffic back to our secure data center. So even if it falls over to an LTE backup, you do not drop your call. The call stays up and running, because what happens is the call is linked to an IP address. We assign the IP from our data center and route it across all paths to the device that we put at your premise. It's super easy to install. It can sit behind your router. It can sit behind your firewall. It can sit in front of your firewall. As long as the phones are connected to it, they will stay up and running. It also is fantastic for point of sale systems. So if you know anybody who's struggling with their communications needs, we'd love to help them out. You can find us online at www.tracy.net. Tracy's an acronym. It's for transmit, receive, and communicate information. So it's TRACI. You can email us at sales@tracy.net or call us at 800-881-8899.
Okay, thank you. Steve, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Steve Geller, Leasing Solutions, Palisades, New York. I can provide commercial financing for businesses, principally equipment financing. I can do working capital, merchant cash advances, SBA loans, and we do a fair share of restaurant business as well. My phone number 845-362-6106.
Okay, thank you. Can you stick around a little bit after the meeting?
Sure.
Oh, and Terry, if you can, Terry Ark, if you can. Okay. Kevin, good morning.
Hey, everybody. Sorry I was late today. Doctor's appointment couldn't get out of. Happy
Yeah.
Friday to everyone.
Way more important.
Everybody's out watching the Olympics.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, hey, everybody. Kevin Anderson, Strategic Supply Chain Partners. Strategic Supply Chain Partners is a full-service hospitality consulting company. We work on a lot of areas of helping our clients with how they are structured in all of their vendor relationships. But one of our specialties is working directly with our clients and helping them renegotiate their distribution agreements with their broadline distributors. We go and renegotiate their agreements. We make sure that all languages inside of an agreement is appropriate and benefit to the client. Renegotiate pricing from the distributor directly to the client. We also renegotiate pricing directly from manufacturer to distributor. And with that tactic, we're saving our clients a little bit over 11% annualized savings in what they're buying through their distributor. After we're done with helping them with their distribution agreement, we work on anything and everything on their profit and loss statement. And that could include waste pickup, linen, training expenses, back of the house point of sale. The list is very long. So give us a call at 407-497-9495 or check us out at www.ssc.partners.
Okay, thank you. TRN Terry.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I don't know where I know where some people are. By the way, we did have 2 new people in our 9 o'clock group, which was great. We're getting a lot of calls, a lot of people interested. So that is very good. And by the way, we're starting to focus a little more on, I have the team, focusing more on the smaller chains coming into Florida now and Georgia, rather than, the larger chains. They're not even, for the new opening leads report that we do monthly, we're trying to get a little more diversified in that, even if it's like maybe a nursing home or even starting to put more stuff into the what's going on. If you read the paper, we have a new little column called We're Closed. So we're giving people a heads up in case they owe money, in case there's an issue of who has closed, and a lot of people are in shock. So this is like a new feature of the paper that we haven't mentioned yet. It's only in its 2nd month infancy. So at any rate, I handle the monthly lead reports. I get the list from everyone. I compile them and get them out to you by the 9th or 10th. There are 50 leads guaranteed each month. Right now, with about a week to go, we're already up to 70. So probably going to be more like 80 this month again. They've been right around 70 to 80. Sometimes 60, but that's, we look at that and go, get some more. So we give you the names, the email addresses, phone numbers, and a little column of what, if it's a 2-story building, does it have a rooftop bar? Is it, a lot of, do they have other locations? Those are bolded, like it'll say 2nd, 3rd, 5th, owners' names. Anybody that has any questions or wants a sample, please let me know. Terry at trnusa.com. And thank God that hurricane is not coming anywhere near the east coast of Florida. We've just been cleared out of the path completely. So into the Gulf again. Everything goes into the Gulf. I feel so sorry for those people. We have an advertiser up there on the West Coast, and he always emails me, don't worry, my house didn't fall down yet. He's real close to the water, so brutal.
Did I forget anybody? Jordan, did I call you? Yeah, I did. Okay. All right. Terry York is probably the only person who's may remember this. Prior to COVID, we were meeting in person at a restaurant in Boca, and one of the members of the group was a consultant, and she had a particular tool, you might want to call it, to help some of her clients. And I think it's something that we should do here. We have been positioning ourselves for many months as experts in the field, which we are. I mean, if you look at the people who are members of this group, we've got hundreds of years of experience, hundreds of years of knowledge within the food service industry, and we try to help restaurants as much as possible. But then again, how about helping our own members? So here's what I'm going to ask you to consider. If somebody in the group has a problem or an issue with their business, not about your boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife, a business problem, and you want to volunteer to bring it to the group so that the group can act as a consultant to help you out, that would be a great benefit. And it's not to belittle anybody, it's not to berate anybody, it's strictly to help and to give you the knowledge that may not be present every week when we do our intros, because there's a lot of information behind those intros. So if anybody here today wants to volunteer, if not, you can think about it, because I'm going to bring this up again next week. When I just think and I can tell you that my son, who at the time was a new attorney, who just went out on his own, he had an issue and he brought it to the group. And the group spent a half an hour telling him, giving him advice on how to solve the problem. And he got a lot out of it. And I think it's something that could benefit all of us. We do that every once in a while. It can't hurt. So any volunteers today?
I'm good with that.
You want to volunteer?
No, I'd be happy to help anybody on the call at any time.
Yeah. Well,
myself as well. I think that all of us probably will have issues that come up,
Sure.
I think at different levels. So
absolutely.
I'm certainly open to being part of the group, almost like a board of directors. Kind of
Exactly.
thing. Yeah. But you don't have to pay them.
He was looking for someone that maybe in their own business has an issue that they're not really technically sure how to solve, or may need maybe an idea so that they can carry it further. And that was what we did in person. This particular person happened to be an attorney who really didn't know how to do something to get to take care of an office. Anyway, the problem was solved through the group. Everybody gave their opinions, and he took one of the answers, and it worked. His problem was solved. So if there's somebody here that needs help, that says, gosh, I wish I knew how to do this, or I wish I could do this by doing this, that's the person he's looking for. And then everyone else would voice their suggestions that would help that person. Is that correct, Howard?
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would say it's like a mastermind group.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which there are also a few out there. So even if we can't answer a question, then we may know somebody else who can.
Right.
That's all what networking is all about. So
well, he's looking for somebody with the problem that would volunteer to say what their problem was.
somebody from the group. I mean, we're all in business, and as Terry said, that there are problems that will come up occasionally, and there are other people who can solve it. Azalea?
I mean, I can kick us off. I have a long list of things that I need to solve, but this is a simple one. I think it goes across the board. How do you guys find work-life balance? I really enjoy what I do, and I feel like I do not know where to draw the line. So you guys have been doing your things for many more years than I have. How do you like, okay, it's 6 o'clock. I am done for the day. Like, how do you find balance?
I can tell you real quick, I have a husband who calls me and says, it's 6 o'clock. So, you know,
Karen?
Terry,
Our kids,
I have a
when our
husband,
kids-
2 kids, and I don't know how to do it. You know, I keep
Yeah.
going.
Azalea, when my children were younger, my wife made it very clear that we have family dinner together. And so that was always hard on my calendar that at this time, you know, I was checked out. We had our family dinner together. I could go back to work after that, you know, if I needed to. But I think it's literally the calendar is a key part. If you don't put time on your calendar for personal time, you'll never have personal time.
Okay.
So I try to cancel, I try to block out all my appointments by 4 o'clock. And at that, then I can follow up on email for another hour or 2 hours or whatever my evenings are free. So it's just really, you've got to literally make it a part of your calendar. You know, just like you have to write your goals down, you have to write your schedule down or you'll never keep one.
Awesome.
and to add to that, if you have trouble doing that, then what I would say is put an alarm on your phone. It's time to quit, you know, or you have 5 minutes or you have 15 minutes to quit or something like that. Because if you don't balance your life, then you're at some point in time, you're gonna not be balanced in your mind.
Yep.
May I add?
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah. You know, if I've learned anything over my many years of being in the industry is, as much as we think that everything has to be done right when we think it needs to be done, the reality of it is more times than not, probably 90% of the time, whatever it is that we're working on doesn't have to be done that day or that minute. And being able to identify and prioritize, you absolutely have to deal with items, you know, urgent. Because what happens if you ever, you know, went through the urgent, not important, urgent but important boxes, many things that we get caught up in are urgent but not important. We're making sure we're in the important box and prioritizing those items. But, you know, in operations, having been in restaurant operations my entire career, and having lots of restaurants that I was responsible for with lots of team members, managers, employees, it would be very easy to get sucked into the black hole of having to respond immediately to everything. And then you have no quality of life. So I kind of learned over time to really make sure that I was able to keep myself in the right box. And more times than not, I never had a problem with something that was pushed off to the next day or 2 days later coming back to haunt me.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's kind of a mental adjustment, I guess, for me anyway.
I saw a bumper sticker one time that said, "I'm not in your emergency."
Yeah, yeah.
And like I sell businesses. So when they're calling me, they do not have money. Their lease is up. They have to move. Like, so it's like, help me, help me, help me, help me. And I internalize it. I'm like, it has to be done today because we have to sell this. We need to. So I appreciate that. I think that's a good perspective for me.
And it's not easy to make that shift, you know? I mean, I know I struggled with it for a long time.
Yeah, there's a saying that somebody said a long time ago to me is like, lack of preparation on your end does not constitute an emergency on mine. And you kind of have to keep that in mind that, you know, hey, you created the crisis, you know, that's on you. I'll do what I can to help you, but you're kind of giving it to me while you've already lost, you know, control.
Yeah, when it's on fire.
You know, she's in the kind of, excuse me, she's in the kind of business that, you know, 7 o'clock at night, she can get a call from a buyer or a seller, and she's in a quandary whether to answer it or not. So it's up to you to have some kind of discipline to say, this is my cutoff time during the day. and say, like somebody said, it's really not an emergency.
Yeah.
I
But
think
it's a
this-
common,
I-
it's a common problem with home-based businesses. And since since we started moving out of offices and working at home,
Right.
you go to office at 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, you finish for the day, and you don't think about it. But I mean, I get calls, from the West Coast late in the day, in the evening when I'm eating dinner, and somebody needs their account, their funding closed. They need to close their deal and they need it right away. I'm watching TV 8 o'clock at night, and I think about something. I jump up from the TV. My wife yells at me, "Where you going?" And I have to tell her, "I'll be right back." She says, "Sure." And I get 45
I was
minutes.
gonna say, that never happens. I'll be right back.
For West Coast, Steve, we had to extend our hours to 9 p.m. for our support because we do have a lot of West Coast customers. So that gets them through 6 p.m. their time. And then we also had to update our after hours emergency message to basically say, if this is an emergency that can't wait till the next business day, please press 2. Then once they do that, we hit that again saying, are you sure this is an emergency that can't wait till the next business day? If it is, please leave your name, number, and a detailed message, and we will call you back. Double, hey, is this really, get them thinking, is this truly an emergency, or is this just something you want done? Instead, if it's a non-emergency, they can email it to support@tracy.net and we'll get it taken care of first thing in the morning, or call, because we man from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern time.
That's
Azalea,
a great idea.
can I-
That's a great idea for Azalea to put that on your message on your phone.
Well,
Yes.
guys, my
it-
brother's tagline is call us anytime we pick up.
So Azalea, can I add something? Because in my industry, especially when I got started, I was literally working 12-hour days. So but I was single at the time. So when you have to figure out how to balance your life and include your family in that decision, definitely. And then you have to pick your priorities. So I would say that, like in my industry, a customer that has an order that has to ship out. And I had a situation on a Friday afternoon, a customer had an order that had to ship out Friday. And, so I had to work late that day, but that's, you have to pick your priorities. And I would say include your family in the decision-making of it, because, they're, the other part of your life. So, it's not just about work, and it's not just about your customers.
And Azalea, if your brother has the tagline, then after a certain hour, forward your phone to his.
Like that.
Beautiful. Yes.
He's had people call him at 11 o'clock at night on a Friday. And they're like, well, I'm just calling. My brother's like, how can I help you? Well, I'm just calling because you said you pick up anytime. My brother's like, yeah, I picked up. How can I help you? And then he starts talking. But yeah, I like it. I'm going to forward it to him.
I love it. I love it.
Or you
Thank
could
guys.
pick it up and say, this is the answering service for
Yeah, there you
The
go.
message. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all the feedback.
I'll give you the perfect example. And a lot of times what you do on an emergency basis, thinking that it's an emergency, is not really appreciated by the customer. Well, I'll give you many years ago, I used to manufacture restaurant equipment, and I was a dealer like Jerry, and I had a customer come in who was building a restaurant on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, and he brought me in, what was it? Yeah, he brought me in blueprints for construction of the equipment that he needed, and I was going on a 2-week vacation, and I had to get those blueprints to my manager, to my production manager that night or the next day. And the next day, I happened to be getting married, prior marriage, and I took those plans with me in my jacket pocket to the wedding ceremony to give to my manager so that the job could continue. But they didn't appreciate it. The customer didn't appreciate it. whenever something went wrong down the road a little bit, little thing that went out, they would go nuts. Not that we did anything wrong, it's just that they wanted it when they wanted it. So you really have to take control of that sometimes. And I didn't, and I learned from that.
Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing.
One more thing, can I add? Sometimes you have to choose your customers as well. Sometimes there are customers that you really don't need to do business with. So you have to pick and choose those as well.
i.e. you can fire customers.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Not always right.
I have a little problem now that, related to this is that now I'm getting calls at 8 o'clock in the morning from my clients. And they want to talk about it, and I'm, sometimes I'm still laying in bed at 8 a.m. And
Steve, that's where we can help you. We say never give out your cell phone number on our phone systems. You set your live hours, and if it comes in outside those live hours, it automatically goes to voicemail.
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Or you can invite them to come lay in bed. It's a question of discipline.
Set your own boundaries. That's it. You set your own boundaries as per your priorities. Period.
Can I share something real quick? I'm here.
Sure, absolutely.
Air my dirty laundry or not, and for me, many moons ago, my work ethic cost me a marriage and cost me some real tough times with my kids, because I felt that it wasn't about the customer, it was about me. And hey, I felt that I had to do the best I could to, number one, get my kids out of New York and provide a better lifestyle from them than what I did. And I repaid everything with money. I repaid with, nice house, nice cars, nice trips, things like that. And, I was working a lot of hours. Terry said she worked 12-hour days. I would kill for 12-hour days back then. But it was, 7 days a week. And my youngest son, I was at a bowling tournament on a Saturday with him, and reluctantly, because I was working, and he got 2 strikes in a row. Before the 3rd strike, I had this phone call I had to take. I go outside. I'm on this call, and he runs outside because, he had just gotten 3 strikes in a row, a turkey, and he was so proud. And we ran outside to tell me. I was so mad that he was bothering me because I was on a call. And that really traumatized me. So, we're talking about, firing customers and anything like that. I think for me, it was, really drawing the line. You could work till I don't know about you guys, but, you could work till 10 o'clock at night, but never got everything off my plate. So it was just really drawing the line to see, what was I doing to not only, for me, I thought I was doing the right thing, right? Hey guys, look, look where you're living. Look at the cars, look at our trips, but that's not what it was. It was all about, me spending more time with them. So, that's my 2 cents in, and it's, to me, family at this point means everything. 5 o'clock, I'm done. I go home and I, try to spend as much time as I can with my loved ones and, plan stuff accordingly. But, in this business, and I could have just imagined your real estate business, like you said, you're getting that 10 o'clock phone call and, oh my God, is this going to make a sale or not? But I just think that, just drawing the line versus family and what's really important.
You're absolutely right.
I think everybody should talk to Darren about getting that system where.
Oh, yeah. Darren can help everybody here.
This turned into an ad for Darren.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Now, what we do a lot of times, people who've given out their cell phone numbers, we take that, port that to be your main business number. You get a new personal cell phone number that you don't give out to your customers. And that's how you regain control of your life. We've done that for many, many small businesses. And then as you grow, obviously you can add people under that same number. And it's really way less expensive than people think. I mean, services start as low as like $19.99 a month to be able to do that. So not super expensive.
Gary, my 4-year-old, because I tell her, if my phone is here, I'm in the office. it may look like I'm here playing with you, but I'm really in the office. So my 4-year-old, she sees my 22-month-old, mama, mama, and I'm finishing a text, an email, something, and my 4-year-old tells me, Mom, answer her. I'm like, oh my God, I am like ruining my kids, you know? Like, she's like, answer her. I'm like, what do you want me to say? She's blabbering. She's like, say something, answer her. And she's 4. So it's exactly what you're saying. If
Yeah.
I don't like draw the line and make them the priority, like I'm gonna really scar these girls.
And you don't listen, your kids are young. Mine are, I have actually yesterday, my one of my grandkids, lives in Georgia. Yesterday was his first day of school. He's a senior in high school. So your kids are young, and you don't, I realize it way too late that
You can't get back the
did.
time, right, Jerry? Thanks for sharing that.
What was
Jerry,
that?
Sharon. I said, thanks for sharing that with everybody. You can't get back the
No,
time,
no.
right? And I think all of us have gone through moments in our
Oh, yeah,
lives
yeah.
where we have regrets and we think back of what we should have done and people that we should have spent more time with, and family is certainly that group.
That
You know.
doesn't, going to California for Christmas. My son wants us to come.
I get it.
Oh,
Right.
good.
Going.
Well, I mean,
You guys, I gotta jump off, man.
What's that?
Thank you for
very much for bringing that up to the group. And I think everybody probably, even if they didn't say a word, probably associated with something that was said and could take information from that. And this is the way it works. We are a great tool to the industry and a great tool to each other. And I think that we should utilize that whenever the need arises. So I thank you for volunteering, and I thank you all for coming. And we'll see you next week. And have a great weekend. And let the sauce be with you.